Welcome back. Today we are going to be restoring the last of these three firefighting tools. Started with this McLeod tool and used electrolysis to remove all the rust and the grime from the actual tool head, and then put a brand new handle on the tool. Then we got this combi tool. This handle been out in the weather a bit, but it was still pretty solid, still nice and straight. So we scraped it down, scraped it really clean, and refinished it so we can continue to use an older handle. So we've put a new handle on a tool, we've rejuvenated an old handle on a tool. So what we're going to do with this Pulaski is we're going to take a new handle, put it on the tool, but we're going to make it look like an old handle.
But why?
This is a 40-inch long handle from Whiskey River Trading. It's new and it looks new. I'm going to make it look a little more worn. Now there's lots of ways you could do that. You could use different types of finishes that have stain in them, all different types of colors. But I'm going to show you a technique for aging wood that is something very easy, something that you can whip up at home. We're going to need three things. One is a jar. We're also going to need vinegar and still wool. First thing we'll do is put some still wool in the jar. Next, we're going to use our vinegar and pour it into the jar. This lid conveniently has a hole because this jar was being used as a soap dispenser. This is going to cause a reaction, an oxidization reaction, and it will produce heat. We're just going to set it there and leave it for a couple days.
3 days later.
If you've ever taken handles out of axe heads, you know that they're never this easy to remove. So our next step will be to take this Pulaski head, get it all cleaned up, get all the rust off of it. No. And we're done. It's even sharpened. Now we just need to get it fitted up to that handle. So the next step is to use our vinegar and steel wool to stain or color this handle. The reason I fit the head to the handle before I did this is so that when we use this stain, it will stain all the way to the top and there's not going to be any gaps at the bottom of the handle or anywhere where I've had to sand or shave wood away. Anytime you're using something like this, always test some scraps or test your workpiece so you'll know what kind of change is going to happen. I've got a little foam brush to use to put the vinegar on the handle, and here is the vinegar and still wool. It's dried now. It's sort of a blue-gray color, and it will look different once we put some finish on the handle. The next step will be to get the handle and the head put together. I've got a wedge here. This is a different kind of wood. After I've got this fitted together, I'll take a little more vinegar and put it on the top of the wedge just to make the whole handle all blend together. Now we're just going to put some finish on this. I'm going to use the axe wax. So here it is, all finished up, and this handle looks fantastic. Now this is completely unnecessary.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
The only reason that you would want to do this to a handle is for looks. It's super easy to do. Wipe on the vinegar, let it dry, and then put your finish on over top. Very easy, and it looks kind of cool. Now I would love to see your comments about these tools, and I'd like to see your thoughts on using a forced patina like this using that vinegar and steel wool to give a aged look to wood. Let me know if you've tried that, if you have any experience with it, or if you've used it on some different types of wood and maybe what sort of effects you've gotten. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. Go do dad things, and I'll see you next time. Get that spider, and then make sure you test your wood. Make sure you test what you're working on.